Welcome to Relax and Paint, and today I'm going to be using floating medium. I put it in the middle of my double loader, and I'm using like pure orange and daybreak, and then different blues. So I have cobalt, I have indigo over here for the leaves with um, classic green, and then I have Prussian, which looks black, but it's not. With burnt umber, no, this is asphaltum, guys. So all those are multi-surface colors, and then asphaltum. This will be in a different bottle because it's a matte color, but it's a really yummy color with rusty tones to it. And then I have white in here. So I'm excited to do my first fall idea. So you can make it a jack-o'-lantern or you can make it whatever you'd like. But I wanted to have just a fun, elegant pumpkin that you might want to start teaching, or if you're a teacher, if you just want to paint and have something pretty for the holidays, or those art shows. All right, so I've got just a white eraser pencil. This is a 2 lead. And to start out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my pumpkin in here. And here's the stem. Okay, I'm on a 12 by 12 canvas. All right, I'm going to come back here and make these back parts of the pumpkin. Okay. All right, so I'm going to decide, I'm going to come about 3 fingers from the side here. Just come all the way out a little bit more. And then 3 fingers over here. All right. So as you're drawing this out, see, I could come there and then make it come a little bit further that way. Maybe I won't go that far, quite that far. All right. And then I'm going to come around. Okay, this is just giving you an idea where you want the pumpkin segments to be. Okay, there we go. Now, that way, if I just pencil that in first, and I can come in here with my brush and start painting in some leaves and all that are on the outside that I want kind of poking from underneath. All right, but I'd see, like usually I'd paint the pumpkin and then put all the flowers and stuff around it. But this is what I'm going to do for now. All right, so I'm going to pick up a couple of these colors, which are muted and dull. All right, so I picked up medium this time, and usually I load it and then do the medium. So this is an indigo, a dark blue, and the classic green. All right, so I'm going to pick up the 2 colors. You could see that indigo is kind of thick. All right. And I'm going to keep working it in. See, I keep picking up, working it in. And it's kind of translucent because I did put the floating medium in it first. We use the floating medium instead of water so that we can not get muddy as we're painting. So when we do this, I can show you. I can come right along here and wiggle out and come back, wiggle out and come back with that blue. All right, so you can see that I need to kind of get the blue's going to pull it all in together, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to do a couple of that color around the painting. All right, so let's try putting the indigo on the outside now. So this is kind of like a fall leaf here. And I can put some pretty blue flowers along in here too. But this is like the base of my leaves as I'm coming around. And so I'm going to pick up a little bit asphaltum on the green edge. All right. And come in here. This is kind of, I'm going to get a little bit of medium on the asphaltum edge. It kind of, by putting that medium in there like that, it kind of has a watercolor effect. Isn't that kind of fun? And we're going to put a leaf in here. So let's just come around. Oh, sorry. I'm using my 3/4 inch flat. All right. So I want to put a few of these. And let's do with indigo. Indigo is darker than denim, kind of. Than most denims. It's not the, it gives you a kind of a cool. There we go. So watch this. Wiggle out. Slide in on the chisel. Out. Now, if you're not sure some of these leaves, go to practice strokes. Find leaves and practice with me over there a little bit. Okay. Oh, guess what? I dropped that. So guess where a leaf's gonna go? Right here. I draw my brush right into that. Okay. So there's a good start. Now I do have to get a smaller brush now. So I'm going to use a 10 flat. All right. And let's come over here and pick up the cobalt. And this is a white color. It's a cottage white, I think. You can just use white. Okay, and I'm working it in till I have a pretty color. So this splits the brush to pick up, and then you're in a cubby to work it in. All right, so what's going to happen all in here is I'm just going to do some little strokes all the way around. I can just pick up a little bit more white, and I could show you that I can push, lift, like a stroke, like a daisy stroke. It's sometimes easier than the first stroke I was just showing you. All right, and I can come around here, and it is kind of blue along here. Let me do this. I should have done that. Okay, and then I can come all in here and use the corner of my brush. Just kind of to show that those are coming from behind. And then I can come in here and add some of these flowers along the edge. You see that? I don't know if the glare is kind of hard. All right, but I can come right in here. And I put this around that green. All right. Let's even get some more darker. My finger had water on it, so that's what you're seeing there. Okay, so I'm picking up Prussian. A little bit more just on the corner of the brush. And then over here. All right, same thing is going to happen over here. I've got Prussian and cobalt right in here. Slip, slap, slip, slap, slip, slap. So that's going this way, right, on the edge. I'm gonna put a big flower there. I just want you to see that I'm coming along here. All right, and then over here, I just want earthy so I can come along in here. Okay, so you slap those colors. It's pretty little fun earthy tones in here. All right. Was it getting a little bit interesting? All right. So we're gonna wash this off. And I did use some more of this indigo down here. I just some of these colors I thought were really yummy. The asphaltum with this indigo. Are you getting in the mood at all? I love seeing what you guys want to see on my YouTube channel. So be sure that you share with me some fun things that you like. All right, that you'd like to see. All right, so I'm going to take this small brush, the 10, and grab pure orange and daybreak. It's a soft yellow. And I'm going to come right in here in a few places and just make 3 little strokes, which make it look like a leaf. And there's another, you can use a chisel edge for that. Let's add a little bit of asphaltum to that orange. That's pure orange. And I just dipped asphaltum into that. Okay. And the brush I'm using, different brushes, different flat brushes, depends on the size of your project. But I do a lot of flat brushes. And in my value pack of brushes, it's a 10.59. It's got all kinds of beautiful colors, I mean sizes of brushes. And you're getting 10 of my most used brushes for less than $20. So if you get a chance, go check those out. You can't use craft brushes and be able to paint well because you need a good chisel, right? And that's the chisel right there. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to paint, you can do this, I promise you. So look, I'm going up and back. Gonna go up and out and back. And so if you go learn how to load really well, loading is the magic. And see, this double loader is how I use a foam plate. You'll see a lot of my pictures where I'm paintings I'm teaching with a foam plate. And so don't let that hold you back. But just be very careful how you load on there, okay? All right, so I'm balancing the orange. See, there's a triangle of color. And I'm gonna add one more right over here somewhere with orange. And we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Then I pull my stem. So I use the same brush to stroke with, and then I stand that brush up on the chisel to get some of the looks right up here on that edge. All right. Okay, so now what we want to do, I'm going to put this up just a little bit so I don't have so much of a glare. So there's a little bits of blue that I can come up here with. Some of this is better before. we put the pumpkin colors in. Okay. So I'm picking up the white with a little bit of cobalt. See those blues are what I'm going to do some of the big flowers with. Now think about this. You can use purples instead of blues. So the purple with all these colors looks really good too. All right. So I'm going to have a kiss tool, but if I can't find it, that's not going to help me. Oh, here. Uh, Here's one of these are wipe away tools on my site. I have a one that's shaped like a candy kiss. And of course I don't see it. Oh, here it is. All right, so they'll come together in a set if you look on onestroke.com. All right. So in this, I can decide if you have these little dots in the middle. See, or I can use orange or yellow in here. So fresh paint, 1, 2, 3, 4. They get smaller as you go. See, that makes it pop a little bit. All right, but we can use Daybreak, which is a light yellow. All right, that's right. Okay, so let's put some pumpkin colors in here. All right, so this has been dampened and laid on the paper towel to get the excess moisture out of it. And then I'm going to get mostly pure orange and a little bit of Daybreak here. Okay, and I want to work it into the brush till it is 2/3 full. Okay. Now I'm going to come back here. Let me get a little bit of asphalt on so you can still see through my pencil. All right, a little bit of asphalt on. So you're going to start behind the pumpkin stem, behind the stem. And we're going to come way out here. There we go. So that went right there. And now I'm going to come right in here. Oops, go back over it. See, I can still see the pencil marks. Now, what I want to share with you are some paints are translucent, like you can see through them. And some paints are opaque, which means you can't. And the way I remember that is opaque is easy if you know translucent is see-through. That makes sense. That means opaque isn't. Okay, so orange and a lot of reds and all are transparent. But I want you to see that this Daybreak is more opaque, so it covers a little bit better. All right, but we'll see. I'm going to see how I'm laying this brush flat, 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 flat. And if you make your little segments, it's easier to stay on that. See how I can come back over there and blend that? So pumpkins are pretty easy because you can get all these segments in here. See, I can come in here like this, and I can come back and have that glow in there. But then come back right on top of it. All right. So let's come right in here in the middle now. Right up here. Flat, flat. Going right in the middle with it. See, I go all the way around so that I get that light in the middle. So it looks like it kind of glows. You see that? So I can come right in here and add some more light in the middle, but just flip the orange on the outside. There you go. See? You can also add a little bit more light in here with the daybreak. There you go. Same thing here. And I need a little bit of this darker right in here. So I put asphaltum on the outside edge. There you go. All right. So see, you can see that's in the back. A little dark there. So in the back, they're darker. But look, instead of making a flat pumpkin by putting those little pieces in the back, it really adds to it. And I want you to see as you're doing this, you can do more and more of your own feel to everything. All right, so I'm going to pick up asphaltum and I'm going to get a little bit of that green, plastic green and asphaltum. All right, and I'm going to be up here on the chisel. You can see me. Maybe right here on the chisel and then come down and you're kind of seeing through it right there again. All right. So one thing you can do is use some of this indigo for darkness. Look, I'm going to go to these different segments. And you see right here. Then I can go to there and to there. Then I'm pulling up and I can come in here with like treasure gold and add some pretty accent to the stem. All right, see, it's a little see-through. Let's get my script liner. We need a 2 script liner. I have too many brushes. Never too many brushes, right? But I have them all in one container. I need to break them out. All right, so I'm going to come right out here, make a curl. All right. So when I kind of didn't get that as graceful as I want, so I can go like this. All right. This is where I said we could add a little bit in here of golds. Okay. See, that looks kind of fun like it is, but you can stop right there. So you could screenshot that so you can see, hey, I kind of liked it right there. And sign it and be kind of done. And I can come all in here with curls. All right, and put some of it around. So I'm standing right up on the tip of this brush to get these curls. All right, so you put stop right there. Or you could paint a jack-o'-lantern face on it. All right, or you can do these big pretty flowers I'm going to do, and I'm going to use a 16 flat for that. And this one you do have to buy separate, but it's like $4 and something. It is just kind of an in-between size that didn't go in the original set, because in the value pack set you get from a 2 to a 3/4, the one I use for the pumpkin. All right. So what I want to share with you is I want to come in here and make a really big, pretty blue flower. So I'm going to come in between the cobalt and the white again. And we're just going to make an open blossom. Okay, so I can dry this a little bit. This is my antique pen that I don't have on my side. And it's perfect when I'm doing glass, like layers of glass painting. And something like this where I just need to heat it up a little bit to dry areas where I want to put a flower. But I just want you to see that is very wet. I wanted you to see that the paint has a sealer in it. So sometimes it's dry and you don't know it because it has the shine. All right, so I'm just getting some of that strong, heavy paint. So when I paint on this, it's gonna be okay. All right, so what I want to show you is I can do wet on wet, which means it doesn't have to be dry for you to do your next coat. All right, so you can use a hair dryer. There's all kinds you can use to dry. I just like to show you little fun tools that they come out with. And see how I can pick up more paint and restroke. Do you see that happening? All right, so see, you can see right here, the pumpkin was a little still wet there, but that's okay. To me, sometimes I think that gives it more character. All right, but this blue was dry for a while down here. Okay, so these are just individual petals. And see how they have a light, it blends shades and highlight right there as you stroke. All right, now you can leave it like that, or you can put one more layer in here. So this is wet, right on the wet, but because our paint's so thick and creamy, what happens is it doesn't make mud. But you notice I almost pick up paint every stroke. You see that? Now, when I'm not picking up both colors every time, I'm just picking up the lighter color because we've got plenty of the darker blue. I think that's where people make a mistake is they try to get both colors each time. And I become a better teacher as I watch you guys and figure out, oh, this is what they're doing. And so then I can say, hey, if you pick up both colors every time, you're going to have a lot of mud because I go on Zoom privately with people who need help and I watch them stroke and then I go, oh, I see what you're doing and help them figure that out. So those are little private lessons you can do like an hour with me or 30 minutes with me. So you just message me and I'll tell you how that works if you ever want to do that. And sometimes it just takes that one time. I got lots of people that I said, hey, I'll go on with you. We've gone on Messenger together. There's all kinds of ways. But you can go on Messenger and show me a stroke and say, what am I doing? You can literally film yourself doing the strokes. All right. I am passionate about education and teaching you how to learn how to paint if that's something you want. So I have this a little bit darker and I was hoping you can see I'm getting a little bit lighter up here. All right, so I did cover some orange, but that's okay. I decided I wanted a flower there too. All right. And look, I want to get a little bit bigger here. Come into here a little bit more. All right. And there again, I can also just pick up some lighter colors and make a second row. Flatten it each time. Pick up. I just dip. There you go. And there you go. All right. So I just thought it was fun to kind of put in a couple of those bright blue flowers. And you can come in here with a smaller, this is a small scruffy brush. No, it's too big. So I have different sizes, but in the value pack, you get two. You get the 1/4 inch and the 3/4 inch scruffies. And they do centers and grass and moss and trees. All right, so I'm gonna get this asphaltum and you're gonna pounce straight. Do not wet this brush except to clean it afterwards. This brush you want to be dry when you use it. Okay, so that's just pouncing some asphaltum brown, but look, now I'm just putting some classic green in the middle. Can you see that? Just a little bit of classic green. You can also tap that off a little bit and get a little bit of daybreak. Just a little highlight. Every little thing you can see it was fine without it, or you can put it in there. Okay. Now you can keep going and adding little, like I can take this daybreak and I can go around and just do little dots. It's a rubber tip, very inexpensive and fun because I can get such little detail. I always like use the handle of the brush to dip dot, but I want you to see that these make perfect little dots all the way around. Okay, see, now look, that's pretty, but look what that does. It makes it look like you're very experienced. You might be. On just little tips and tricks. I have whole videos of tips and tricks that you can learn, like little things I tell people, and they go, "Is that somewhere where I can go back and remember that?" And I'm like, after a few years, I went, "Okay, I'll do a tips and tricks." I just finished a new one, and it's the new Donna Dewberry, the new Donna Dewberry tips and tricks. Okay, so isn't that fun? All right, I well, now, just the last minute, I'm going to take that 2 script liner. Where is it? Oh, here it is. And I'm going to get this asphaltum with some water. I don't usually use water on anything, but I'm going to take asphaltum and I can streak it through the yellow, that daybreak. And I just want you to see that I can come up and just put some pretty daybreak and asphaltum. All right, asphaltum and daybreak. And we can come all the way up. See, when there's this dark in here, it looks good to add some light. Isn't that kind of fun? All right, usually I have curls all in here because the stem, when it's on the vine, sometimes has all those little curls in there. Now, again, did you like it before I did that? Because I think it looks good also before I add any of these curls. So it's kind of like your taste with everything. Don't I love that it looks like what you want or matches your house. It doesn't have to match mine. All right, somebody just gave me that compliment recently that they loved being at my convention because a couple of things. I believe God so blessed me to be able to create and be able to share with you guys. So that's my blessing. And I love that he's my business partner and he guides me in everything I do. I also love, I mean, they were saying they love that I tell you to use your own colors and just enjoy it, make it yours. And I'm not offended by that. And I listen, I've had people paint something that I've taught, and I've said, okay, it's not okay to be better than the teacher. Because I really sincerely will tell them, oh my gosh, I love yours better than how what I had created. So that happens in my world. And I hope you subscribe and want to do more with me in the future. And I hope you enjoyed that. Just a fun little twist on colors. Now think, replace all that with purple and show me. Come to my Facebook group because we have lives there all the time with sales and we have amazing, I think we're right at 40,000 people that are members. You just have to answer 3 questions, just where you saw me and what paint you like to use. And so we know you're real and come join us. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye.